Is this you, staring at a blank screen at your computer, wondering what content to create? Are you struggling to turn keyword lists into actionable content ideas? What if you could instantly categorize, cluster, and plan your next blog post or pillar article, all with the help of AI and automation? Guess what? Of course, in this video, I'll show you how you can do that. I'll show you how you can take a mess of keywords and turn it into content using n8n and AI. Hello, my name is Wayne Ergel. This is part 2 of a series on using n8n for keyword research and generating content creation ideas. In the first video, I covered keyword research using n8n and the DataForSEO platform to generate a list of keywords to target for a fraction of the cost of traditional SEO tools like SEMrush and Ahrefs. And I do mean a fraction of the cost. That video is linked below in the description. In this tutorial, I walk you through an n8n workflow that takes a master list of keyword variations from sources like related keywords, autocomplete, and people also ask, and transforms that into a content strategy. You'll see how AI categorizes keywords into quick wins, authority builders, and emerging topics, and generates a working title and a description for the article. Then I'll take it a step further and cluster those keywords into semantically similar groups, creating a plan for a pillar content article and 2 supporting articles. By the end of the video, you'll have a complete system for generating content ideas faster than ever. In case you haven't seen the first video in this series, I used this, which I'm about to show you, n8n workflow to create a list of keyword variations. So this is the keyword generation workflow. Basically, I am getting a main keyword and using DataForSEO, which is an incredible platform, which I talk about in the first video, to get the search results for that keyword. The people also ask for that keyword, related keywords, keyword suggestions, keyword ideas, autocomplete, and subtopics, and put them into a spreadsheet. So this is what the spreadsheet, or a Google sheet I should say, this is what it looks like. This is, the keyword is AI SEO, keyword research. I did this on the 6th, and here's all the keywords and the different types. So you can see I have we have 155 ideas basically. So I have here the search volume, search intent, keyword difficulty, competition. So what my next workflow that I'm about to show you does is takes all of these keywords, categorizes them, gives you idea for content based on the categories, and then a second part of the workflow clusters them and creates pillar and supporting articles. So let's get to that part. Easier to talk about in a diagram. This is the workflow. So I get the master keyword list, which is the one I just showed you. An AI agent then categorizes keywords into quick wins, authority builders, emerging topics, and unknown. Unknown, as you might guess, means unknown. Quick wins are keywords with high search volume and low keyword difficulty. Authority builders are keywords that are probably going to be difficult to rank for, but give your site authority. And emerging topics are topics that don't have a lot of search volume yet, but could. So we take those, add them to a Google Sheet. Then I have a second AI agent that creates a working title and a description. That is added to a Google Sheet. I'll show you that here in a moment. Then so this was all categorizing and coming up with ideas for content, getting a working title and a description based on categorizing keywords. Now I'm going to cluster them. So I'm going to take the same keyword list, analyze it, and put them into clusters. It gets added to a Google Sheet, but the real magic happens here. The AI agent will create pillar and supporting content opportunities, and as I mentioned right now, there's 1 pillar and 2 supporting article ideas. This is just hard-coded. I could have put 5 there, but I just put 2 just to get the workflow to a point that I could show you. So that is then added to a Google Sheet. So that's in a nutshell what the workflow does. Now I'm going to jump into the actual workflow and go through all the nodes and show you in detail how it works. Okay, so here is the workflow, and I'm going to go ahead and run it. I'll just tell you now, it takes a while to run, so I will edit all the spinning circles out. But I wanted to go ahead and run it just so that you see that it runs. Here we go. And while it's running, I'll go ahead and tell you about what's happening. And pardon me for the dog, barks all the time. So what we had here is we got the main keyword and the keyword data. Now it's getting the master keyword, so I showed you that big list of all the keywords. The AI agent is now going through each one of those and categorizing them as quick wins, an authority builder, or an emerging topic. So when it completes, it will put that into this Google Sheet. Okay, so now it's going back through the second part of this part of the workflow and categorizing each keyword. So I'll show you that here in a moment, the result, but this is the longest part if I recall correctly. So it's going through each one of them, and there's about 150 or so, creating a title and a description for each. So what will happen is it'll go through them all and put that in this Google Sheet. So I'm going to let that go, and I'll come back when it's complete. So now it's gone into the second part of the workflow where it's taking those same keywords, so the big master list, and putting them into clusters. Let me move it up a bit. So it's clustered them here, put that into a Google Sheet, and now it's creating a pillar article title and 2 supporting articles to go with that pillar. So as I mentioned, I could have created more supporting articles, but I hard-coded it at 2. Alright, so I'm going to go show you what has happened. The spreadsheet, the Google Sheet. Google Sheet that it created is this AI SEO content opportunities, and just so you can see it, this is the original template with no clusters, no opportunities from either categories or clusters. This sheet was copied, put into that folder, and now, wrong one, sorry. Oh, here it is. I'm going to open this up, AI. So now I'm going to look here at the first one is categories. So as you can see, it didn't work properly. Okay, so as I said and showed in that last little bit there, it didn't work properly. It actually worked the way it was told to work. I made a mistake. So in the workflow itself, in the Google Sheet, and I actually fixed this off camera, I had this incorrect. So instead of main keyword coming from here, main keyword, and putting that in that column, I had the keyword twice. So I had main keyword, I had keyword, and for keyword, I had keyword, and that was the mistake. So now I have main keyword, and it would work correctly. But just for the sake of time, I'm just going to keep going. Now we have the title and description for each categorized keyword, which is here. Content opportunities from categories. So here's the keyword. Can SEO be done by AI? It's an emerging topic, exploring the possibility. This is the title, exploring the possibility of AI and SEO. Sorry about this part. So what this is, let's see how many we got. It took all the keywords, or most of them anyway, and gave us 110 keywords that have been categorized, created a title for each article, and a short description. So you could use this to create content. Of course, clean up the sheet a bit, but what we have are emerging topics. So this is something that doesn't have a lot of search volume, but you may well get way ahead of the curve and create content around this. There are quick wins, which are reasonably high search volume and reasonably low keyword difficulty. And then authority builders, which I think I mentioned before, are articles that probably are going to be hard to rank for. However, they may be needed to build authority for your site. And then you can also take these articles and repurpose them and create social media posts and LinkedIn posts and YouTube scripts and all of that. So it's not a waste of time to do these. It just may not be the ones that rank on your site. So moving on to the cluster and create content opportunities part of it. Here are the clusters that it created. So the main keyword is AI SEO. It created this cluster, AI and SEO integration, and then keywords for each one of them. So now we have these clusters, and then this next part of the automation takes the clusters and uses this AI agent to create a pillar article and 2 supporting articles. So let's see what those look like. Content opportunities from clusters. Here we have them. So the cluster is AI and SEO integration. Title, The Future of SEO, Integrating AI for Success. A short description. And then 2 supporting articles. So this is the pillar and supporting article, pillar and hub sort of concept. You could increase the number of supporting articles. But what we've ended up here with are a bunch of ideas based on categorizing the keywords, and then some more ideas based on clustering them. And of course you could take the workflow and expand it to create more or less, or focus it in one direction or another. I'm going to just quickly run through the workflow. I'm going to start here. This is fairly straightforward. I'm taking that template document, copying it into my folder that's relative to that keyword. So this is a Google Drive copy function, so I'm copying it to that folder. But I think of the more interesting thing is, and I'll zoom in, is this first part. We're taking and getting this master keyword, so we're getting the big list, which is this list, all the keywords, and this is the part of the workflow that does that. So it's getting that file ID, and you can see it's pulling in all these keywords. So this is the main keyword and the type, and then the keyword itself. So in here this is the different row numbers. I think there were 119, 155, so a whole bunch of them came in. Then in order to get this thing to work, I've found to structure the output, or let me go first, let me get into the prompt, which is actually really the key to all this thing. And it's not as complicated a prompt as I thought it might be, but I'll just quickly tell you, I have a text prompt and a system message. Maybe we start with the system message. That's where I usually think things come from. You're an expert data analysis and SEO optimization expert. You'll analyze all the keywords in the attached Google Sheet. And I had to tell it the master all keyword variations because sometimes it wasn't getting the sheet. And I'm telling it here, we'll categorize all the keywords as either a quick win, authority builder, emerging topics, or unknown. And you should output all the keywords with a category. Initially, it wasn't outputting all of them. Here's the prompt. You're a keyword SEO assistant. Your task is to analyze the provided keyword data and categorize each keyword. I've already said that. Here I'm going into more detail, and this is the part that you could probably really tweak to get better and better. So I just said identify keywords with relatively high monthly search volume and low keyword difficulty. These keywords should be easier to rank for and provide immediate traffic potential. So what I was looking for here is the classic high search volume, low keyword difficulty. It's labeling all those as quick wins. The authority builders, again, are ones that might not be easy to rank for, but worth doing because you can repurpose that content. And then emerging content or emerging topics, I use the keywords with low search volume and the topics that come from the keyword, and that was out of DataForSEO. And then related keywords that when grouped together indicate an opportunity. So this is really using the power of AI to do something that I couldn't do myself, and that's analyze these keywords and categorize them. So that is that node. The output is easier to see here. It outputted. One of the problems I've seen with this is it's not outputting all the keywords. There were like 155 in the original sheet, and it only output 115. That varies each time I run it, so I don't know what that's about. But I will say that 115 keywords is a fair amount of stuff, keywords to work through, so that's what we've got. So here is the output. We've got AI SEO as the main keyword. The actual keyword that we're talking about is, in this case, can SEO be done by AI? And that's an emerging topic. So again, this might be a topic that you create some content for and get ahead of the curve on the search volume. All of that data is put into the Google Sheet. This part of the workflow, how do I get that to move over? We're creating a title and description for each keyword, so this is pretty important. And again, the prompt's pretty simple. You're an expert creator of SEO optimized articles for publication on a website. Your task is to identify the keywords categorized as quick wins, authority builders, and emerging topics, and write an engaging SEO optimized title and description for each of the keywords. This is the actual prompt. Repeating some there, telling it to analyze the keywords and identify those that are categorized already, as I said, quick wins, authority builders, and emerging topics, and then to write the title. And here we're using JSON to, here we're using the category and the keyword from over here, and then I'm telling it how to format it, which I find is surprisingly difficult. And then I have a structured output parser, and then all of that data is sent to the Google Sheet, and it was put into the sheet as we saw a moment ago. Now, taking it again a little bit further, figure out how to do this. Here we've got the master keyword file, which again is the original list of keywords, and now we're taking those and analyzing them and clustering them. So I'll show you that prompt. System prompt here. You're an expert data analyst. You're an expert data analyst and SEO strategist. Can't talk. You are an expert data analyst and SEO strategist. You analyze large data sets and find helpful patterns and ways of using the data. And this is where I think AI is amazing, is that it can do this stuff that we can't do in our heads, at least I can't. Look at large data sets and find patterns. So I'm telling it what it's looking at. These are the different types of keywords, and that it should analyze them for search intent and identify content creation opportunities, output the results in JSON. Don't include all these characters. I find it surprising that I have to do this kind of stuff all the time, but it's needed to get the output. So it's taking all of the keywords, analyzing them, and then clustering them. So let's see if here we can see the clusters. So here are the clusters. We've got AI and SEO integration, AI SEO tools, AI content and SEO, AI and SEO services, SEO basics, and help. All right, and we're splitting all of that out so that we can put it in our Google Sheet. And that's what we saw here. So there's 68 clusters. There's clusters. There's 68 keywords that are in the clusters. And then the next part of the workflow is to take and create a pillar article and supporting article. So we're doing basically what we're taking the data out of this first agent, splitting it out. Now we're going to tell our AI agent, you're an expert content strategist specializing in SEO driven content planning. Your goal is to analyze keyword clusters and generate actionable content ideas that maximize search visibility and align with user intent. So that's the thing here. I was trying to go further than normal keyword identification and writing content about it and get into semantic keyword analysis, and that's what it did. I think you could certainly improve on this, but in general, again, I think it's pretty good. So here's the actual prompt. It's telling us based on clustered keywords, create a content plan for each one. Here's where I've said one pillar article, I have an SEO optimized title, a short description, and then provide 2 supporting articles with the title and description, and also telling it how to output the data. Here we're splitting things out so that we can format it to put it in the Google Sheet. And then this is the output. So I know I went through that kind of fast and skipped some of the nodes. It would take forever to get through every single thing, and I would be glad to answer any questions that you may have. But I'll just go back and say in general what's happening here and why I've done this. Keyword research to me, it's paying $150 minimum for SEMrush or Ahrefs. I don't need all of the power that tool has. I just don't need it. Right now I just need keyword research and content ideas that come from it. And using this approach, I'm able to do that for almost effectively no money compared to the price of SEMrush. No money is not correct. There is a price for DataForSEO, but it's a fraction of the cost. And now I can take any keyword, input it into my very first workflow, get a long list of keywords that are related keywords, suggested, all of that, take them, put it into this workflow, and then get a list of actual ideas, actual real content that could well rank. So again, let's look at this. We've got titles, description, what type it is, pillar, and supporting, and then the content ops for categories. You know, I've ran this for various things. I did it for n8n, and there's a bunch of opportunities there. But you know, you can go through and look at these quick wins and just quickly write a blog post, do a video, that kind of thing for this topic. So it's a very cost-efficient workflow. So I'm going to wrap it up with that and say I thank you so much for watching this video, and would ask that if you got some value from the content that you like and subscribe, and also if you see some value in collaborating either on content or ideas, or if you'd like to work with me to create a workflow for your company, I would love to do that. You can book a call with me in the description below, or I have a link to my website and you can go to the contact form there. So again, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon in the next video.